The Air Max 95 is having a stellar 2025. We're back once again with the Blue Tint edition. This women's pair features a very cool blue hue for the eyelets and air units. And of course, it wouldn't be a 2025 pair without those big bubbles. Hello, and welcome to another episode of QuickSchopes. Today we have the Air Max 95 Blue Tint. And this pair is in black, blue tint, white. Let me take this opportunity to ask you to like, leave your thoughts, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Yeah, purchase links to these and other big bubble Air Max 95s such as the neons. Purchase links for everything in the description. Stay tuned for the on foot. So yeah, let's start from the soles up. So we have a black and blue tint outsole. We have a black midsole with blue tint for the air units, big bubble air units right here. And then we come to this upper. So this upper is composed of that feltish nubuck material. And if we start from around the toe, you'll see that we have that black felt material around the toe, and we've got some white mesh and the gradient nubuck on the toe box. The materials feel pretty standard for your normal Air Max 95s. Nothing to write home about here, just normal. Going up the shoe, you'll see that the eye stay is that black mesh, and we've got blue tint for the eyelets, and we have some white rope laces to the thickness that I like. These white rope laces conceal a white tongue, and at the top of this tongue, you'll see that we have blue tint, black, grey, and white for the Air Max logo. Taking a look at the mid portion of the shoe, you'll see that we have the gradient right here. Starting at the top, we've got that white mesh, and then beneath that, we've got grey, a different shade of grey, a darker grey, and that very, very dark grey, not quite black, gradient pattern for the upper of this shoe in that nubuck feltish-like material, which we've seen on so many Air Max 95s. Going to the foxing, you'll see that we have that blue tint for the Nike swoosh, and this is embroidered on that panel right there. Very, very cool. And then for the heel of the shoe, you'll see that we've got the Nike Air in black, and we have a reflective grey heel strip, which we'll see more of later. Taking a look inside the shoe, you'll see that we have a white sock liner, and for the insole, we have a blue tint insole with black for the Nike Air. Let me know what you think of this pair. For me, this is good. This is a solid pair. I love the blue tint color. It's very, very refreshing. Very, very light. It does almost look like a gray or a white, but you can clearly see it is a blue, but it's very, very light. And I think it works. It works. It's very nice. Much more wearable than the other blue pair that came out recently. But yeah, I think this one's pretty good. The gradient on this pair, nothing to complain about. Pretty standard to what you've seen all throughout the year with these 95s. Works, it flows very, very well, and of course it's your standard Air Max 95. Nothing to complain about on this pair, in my opinion, of course. The big bubble, it is marginally bigger than your Air Max 95s from yesteryear, 2024 and beyond without the seam. It is bigger than those, but it's not obnoxiously big. It's of a decent size, but it's not ridiculously big, which is what I would have liked. I would have liked something really rotund, fat, big bubbles, but these are good. These are good. Nothing to complain about. It's in line with the other big bubbles that have released this year. One thing I did notice is that this sock liner is not as plush and as comfortable as the big bubble neon pair. I did notice that, and I thought that was a little bit weird. As I said, I'm not sure if this is just a trait for the women's pairs or something like that. You let me know in the comments if you know a bit more, but I thought it was a little bit odd. And of course, with most Air Max 95s, when the light hits it, bling, 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 reflective details for that heel strip and tongue strip. Always good. But I would have liked if it turned into that blue tint, just to give us a little bit more. I think that would have been really, really appreciated, but it is what it is. When it comes to the laces, white rope laces in this pair, perfect. You could switch them out maybe to a grey lace to go with the upper, maybe a black lace as well. I think that could work, not as well as some of the other colors, but definitely some of these grays. You could also switch to a blue tint lace, rope lace, obviously to go with the eyelets, which are fantastic, and the air unit as well. Those are some thoughts. Or maybe a different shade of blue. You know me, I like a couple shades of blue now and again, so maybe a different light blue or something like that. Nothing too showy, but just something to complement the blue that's already on the shoe. I think that would work really, really well. So there's a few options. Let me know what other ideas you have in the comments below. But remember, only these white rope laces come with this one. So if you want to do a lace swap, you can do from your lace box. This pair comes in women's sizing. They fit true to size, but remember, they come in women's sizing, so double check your size. Let's check these out on feet. With all that being said, a solid pair in my opinion. That's why I give these an 8 out of 10. It just works. Nothing really to write home about, but I just love the hue of those eyelets and the bubble. It just looks good. It's a nice airy color. You know, it gives a different vibe, especially compared to the neons, which is a bit more, you know, out there with the color. But of course, that's the classic. And it just gives a different dimension compared to some of the other colors which have released. And speaking of those colors, let me know which ones are your favorites. Do you hold this one higher than some of the previous editions that have come out in 2025? Or is this one to forget? Let me know your thoughts. Remember, purchase links for these in the description. And of course, check out the review of the Neon Air Max 95. Purchase links to those, of course, in the description as well. Let me know your thoughts and what other colorways would you like to see before the end of the year. The Air Max 95 has had an incredible run in 2025. So let us know what you're waiting for. Maybe a Nike ID option, buy you option, or something else. I've been Schopes. Thank you everybody for subscribing, sharing your thoughts. It's always been appreciated. Check out that Neon review right there. I'm signing out. See ya.